A political report has come out showing a leaked document from the desk of Justice Samuel Alito. The decimated opinion implies that the Supreme Court is prepared to overturn Roe v. Wade. This leak expected to cause a domino effect in D.C. to include reported calls for an FBI investigation to find the person behind the leak.
We'll bring our panelists in to discuss. Typically, they're here on Mondays. They are here today. Special occasion here. Former United States Attorney for Washington, D.C., Joe diGenova, and former Chief Counsel for the Senate Intelligence Committee, Victoria Tunsing, both are Newsmax contributors. Thank you so much for coming back on. I'll toss it just to both of you. What stands out about this? Is it the leak? Is it the ruling? Is it something else?
It's the leak. It's the leak. It's unprecedented. And it's bizarre and it's so unprofessional. But this is what the Democrats do. If they don't think they're winning something, they just change the rules. This has never happened before in the Supreme Court, and the FBI has to go and polygraph every single law clerk in there, and if they don't find something in the law clerks, they'll have to go to others. But I would think it would be in law clerks, because this court has gone on for so long with nary a leak, and the law clerks are the only newcomers to the institution.
You know, Joe, the fact that it is now out there, we've already seen political responses from lawmakers who are saying that they want to take action into their own hands to essentially end the filibuster. That, according to Bernie Sanders, he says it's now a possibility, essentially, to take action against this ruling. What stands out to you about that?
Well, I don't think there's any doubt that this was to be expected from the Democrats. Whether or not this leak was coordinated by members of the Senate with a particular clerk, we don't know. There are rumors circulating this morning that there is information about one or two clerks that have a relationship with Politico who are being looked at inside the court. Justice Roberts has no choice but to conduct a thorough investigation, and if need be, he can use the FBI to do that. The issue here is the integrity of the court. This leak represents the gravest threat to the independence of the court in 100 years. The Democrats have gone after the court with a vengeance, from the nomination process with Kavanaugh, Gorsuch, and Amy Coney Barrett, to now this. Remember Chuck Schumer standing on the court and threatening Justice Gorsuch if he tended to overrule Roe versus Wade. It was very apparent from the oral argument in this case, in the Dobbs case, that the court was going to find constitutional the Mississippi law. Whether or not it would override and overrule Wade in the process was an open question. It now appears that the court is prepared to overrule Roe versus Wade, which is not surprising given it's some of the worst jurisprudence in the history of the court.
And if you're an honest lawyer, you can say that no matter how you feel about abortion rights.
Yeah.
Lawyers have been saying this for decades. That this was, the Supreme Court actually wrote legislation by saying, well, in the first trimester, you can't have an abortion, the second trimester this, and then the third trimester that. And then they went to Casey almost 20 years later and said, well, now it's viability, but there can't be any undue burden on the woman. What was that? Nobody knew.
The other thing I wanted to point out, final thoughts from you on this. Again, all this stems from Politico's reporting as we have a live look at the Supreme Court there. What was leaked was an opinion, majority opinion by Justice Alito, and the votes essentially with Alito, Thomas, Kavanaugh, Gorsuch, and Amy Coney Barrett. The other three left-leaning justices, nothing was leaked there. Dissenting opinion, that was not leaked. So with that, keeping that in mind, Joe, does that put pressure on those five justices, or does it strengthen the spine of those five justices? To both of you.
Oh, I think it strengthens the spine of the five justices. This external pressure is so clumsy, so overt, so obvious, and the fact that it came from inside the court will make them angry and make them resolute. Nobody's going to change their vote over this. What I'd like to see is Chief Justice Robert, who apparently is dissenting, change his vote like he did in Obamacare from a dissent to joining the majority in protest over the leak.
Really quick, Victoria, when do you think we might see an official ruling on the matter?
Oh, that just would be such speculation. But I am going to speculate on one other thing. I don't think the dissent's written yet. So I'm sure they're going to give their colleagues time to write a dissent.
It was anticipated to come out in June, though, correct?
For sure by June, because
Right.
that's when the court session ends. So this was not, that's why the leak is the bigger issue, Emma, because this opinion was going to come out and Congress was going to do what Congress was going to do after the opinion came out. The leak is the tragedy here.
The leak was designed to affect the 2022 elections. That's what this is all about. That's why it is a political act to leak this document, this unprecedented, really disgraceful abuse of the confidence that's placed in clerks and court staff. There's no doubt that somebody on the court, probably a clerk for a liberal justice, did this. We need to find out who it was. That person needs to be removed from the court.
And we're still awaiting
The practice of law, and removed from the practice of law.
Well, that's a big question. What will be the punishment? Or does this leaker go on to be, a champion of civil rights and writing book deals, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, and trading everything in for that? That's been a big speculation, too. President Biden has put out a statement. The Supreme Court has not on this very matter. We're going to get to that moments away. But Joe and Victoria, we do appreciate your expert analysis on this leaked document. Thank you.
Hey, I'm Rob Finnerty. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please join the conversation in the comments below. Don't forget to subscribe, too. Hit the bell icon to be alerted to breaking news. And remember, there's a whole lot more on Newsmax TV, America's fastest growing cable news network. Newsmax TV, we're real news for real people.